Hello everybody, this is your man KingSoyboy here to talk to you about another League of Legends champion, Ziggs, the Explosive Expert, or as I like to call him, the Mad Bomber. Ziggs is a AP mid champion, and he's really fun to play, a really nice set of skills, and overall it's just a blast. One of my favorite heroes to play, and so yeah, we'll be moving on. Next we have the runes. There are multiple rune pages you can use for Ziggs. The first I have is the utility page, which provides me with movement speed. Mana regen, which I really like. I like mana regen on almost every AP hero, so do most people. But I like to run a little bit heavy into the magic penetration to make sure my skills do maximum damage. And this is the first I like to use. The second rune page I like to use is heavy AP. The AP quints with blues, and there's also my Vigar page, which I use for multiple heroes as well. Mass movement speed with magic resist for tankiness, and a mix of both AP and magic resist, depending on which you feel like. I switch between all of these. There isn't a specific one I like to use, but yeah, they're all really good. So just take your pick and enjoy. In this video, the build I'll be doing will be kind of weird. It's quite situational. Do not think this is there's a set build for Ziggs that you have to follow. Almost everything works, and yeah, you'll notice it's gonna be quite weird when not only when game starts, but as we progress through the game. I'll just be providing a general overview on how a champion can be played, not 100% of how he should be played. There's many ways to play every champion, so yeah. Just letting lower replay load up. It's taking its sweet time right now. Do 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 do. Damn, lower replay. Just damn. Alright, looks like it's finally getting into loading screen. Once again, at load screens, you want to take your time to observe what the enemy team has. First off, I know this game is going to be extremely weird because they do not have a jungle and they have 3 people who can go anywhere. My first impressions would be that I'd either be fighting a Mordekaiser middle or a Zed middle. I believe Jace can also mid, but I expect them to be top lane most of the time because Zed generally takes mid and Mordekaiser is extremely powerful at mid lane and stuff like that. So I don't know who I'll be versing. There are multiple items I can get to help not really counteract this, but help me move along. The first of which I can get would be mass potions to sustain myself against whoever I'm fighting. It's really safe. Zed or Jace going middle, I can take Cloth 5 or another standard starting set would be Boots 3. Some people like Flask, Potions, and Wards, except I really don't like the Flask. I don't really see it as providing enough for me to sustain myself. I know it's refillable health sustain, except once you get past like level 2, you really don't need your Flask anymore, to be honest. But in this game, I decide to get Fairy Charm, 2 Fairy Charms, 2 health potions, and 1 mana potion. The reason for this is because, like I said, I don't know who I'm versing. The Fairy Charms will help me keep my mana up, because if it is against someone I don't want to fight, like Zed or Jace, or even Mordekaiser, I actually don't want to fight any of them. So I can spam my skills without running out of mana and stuff like that. Gonna just camera vision right now, just to make it only my vision. Alright, so what I can see here is that it is a Jace middle. Jace is extremely powerful due to the fact that he's AD and he has range. Because of this, he can do extremely high burst damages, and I just don't want to get close to him whatsoever. I mean, I can at the level 2s like I'm doing now, taking my time to harass, except he doesn't have all his skills yet, so it's just whatever. To land Ziggs' Qs more easily, like the skill shot wise, just throw it at a backline minion closer to where the enemy's standing. That way the AoE can blow off that minion and hit the enemy champion. Very simple stuff on how to land his Q. Some people try to throw his Q directly at the enemy champion. It's much harder to land. It's not consistent enough to use as a guaranteed hit, because you want to be very efficient with how you play. You don't want to waste your mana. You don't want to do anything for now. So we'll just be moving this along. Early lane phase is just farming, harassing, standard for mids. And I'm using the full effect of my fairy charms just to keep my mana up. It's best to go back on a cannon minion wave because the cannon minion, even although it gives the most gold, it does not die fairly quickly. I mean, even if it gets to tower range, it will take a good like 6 or 7 hits to die, which means other minions will be able to, like right here. Oh, as you can see, the cannon minion had to take a lot of hits to die, even Jay's skills. I went back and I bought a Chalice of Harmony. Like I said, this build I'm doing is quite situational. It's because I want to spam my skills as much as possible. Like I said, I don't want to really upfront fight Jace at all, or sustain fight against him. I just want to spam my skills to harass and farm minions without the risk of running out of mana. Some people might have preferred to go Arm Guard because it gives you armor. I'll get back to that in a second. Right now, I see my Shaco going top lane to gank, and I simply followed up to help secure the kills. We see Zed, although Zed does have multiple dashing skills, so we quickly turn our focus on the Mordekaiser. Always go for the champion in a scrimmage that's either high priority, in this case they're both really low in this case they're both pretty much the same priority, but the only difference is Mordekaiser has no escape skills. Unless he has flash up, which I don't know if he does or not, but he didn't use it, so it's probably down. Zed has Living Shadow, which allows him to dash away from us, making it much harder to kill. So we went for the less risky Mordekaiser. So back to the mid lanes, small scrimmage bottom. So yes, back to the mid lanes here. As you saw right there, that was the high burst done by Jace. It brought me all the way down to about 20% HP. He has a red potion for boosted damage, and I guess that's the exactly reason why I built Chalice over an armor item, because if I get too close to him, he will just try to kill me. The only reason I survived there is because I flashed his slow on his hammer, and if I didn't do that, I would have died for sure. I go back once again, just to heal up. You don't want to stay in lane with that much low HP. Grab a couple of potions and a Tear of the Goddess. Normally on Ziggs, I like to rush straight from I can never remember what items are called. It always eludes me. Athane's Unholy Grail, because it gives you cooldown reduction, AP, a lot of AP actually, an extreme amount of mana regen to sustain myself. Although I can't afford a full one, so I bought a tier just to charge that up for shields later on. Ganked by Zed, I just use my W to drop my snowman, which launches me away and launches the enemy also. The direction it launches depending where you're standing with the snowman, blah blah blah, stuff like that. I see top lane that my Shaco's going in to help the Shen that's heavily pushed, and a little scrimmage is going on. When you can't get to a fight 100%, you still have your ulti. It's a massive range. Let your team know that they should keep fighting and toss it. I waited until the enemy team had committed before I threw my ulti. It's a skill that you don't want to miss whatsoever. It provides a lot of damage. It can turn fights easily, so do not rush it. Just take your time and make sure it lands. The more time you take to shoot it, the more accurate you'll be. And that's really what you want, accuracy. Don't just blow it when you have it. Because if I missed my ulti there, Mordekaiser wouldn't have died so quickly, and they could have done a lot of damage to my Shaco. Because he's really squishy, and Shen doesn't have the damage output this early on to really fight either of them, really. So it's very key. Next we'll be moving forward throughout the game because it's generally a little bit boring from here. More trades and stuff like that, farming. I'm going to talk about the tier once again. Only reason I got it is because it provides me more mana regen and more mana. I can also turn it into the... Man, I can't remember items today. I've had nothing but pixie sticks and sugar. I run away from Zed, who tried to gank me. Use Snowman once again to launch myself away. Check bushes with my minefield. It'll go off if there's an enemy unit there. Try not to face check a bush. Could have thrown my Q in as well, or my Snowman if it was back. I wasted my ulti by throwing a middle because I didn't want to miss farm. Try to avoid using that, but, well, I really didn't care at the time. Jace and I have blue at this point, so he'll be spamming skills just as fast as I'll be. When harassing at tower, I'll explain that again later. Jace once again trying to shoot me. If I do get caught, use Snowman, jump away as fast as possible. And that applies to a lot of things. You can use it as gap close. You can use it as gap close, which is really risky because if you mess that up, you really have no skills to get away with. Just like Ezreal's little flash. Just more scrimmages in the jungle. Really nothing special going on. And yeah, I just want to keep farming, keep farming. Let's skip through time a bit, get to more interesting stuff. Been harassed a little bit too much by Jace. We go into fight. And with one flash Q, I managed to get the kill, just barely survived. Asher could have killed me, missed both me and my Shaco here. Lucky. And yeah. Moving on ahead again. And now I still have blue because I can now fight two people at the same time. When you play Ziggs, you want to generally spam your skills as much as possible. Because, well, you don't really want to, well, yeah, you do. I like spamming them as much as possible because they're really strong, they're AoE, and when you have the mana regen to sustain yourself, it's like, why not? You provide infinite pressure. I'm getting another blue buff even though I already have one just to keep the pressure going. And I have my wards to protect me, which is really weird. Some might ask why I put it there. So I can see vision from here to there. See Zed coming to a little cheeky move by throwing my ultimate in there. Wards win games, don't forget that. Make as many wards as possible. So this game so far has pretty much been pretty boring. Nothing really going on. I bot lane, just farming away, doing as much as they can. I'm doing as much as I can to farm and harass, but really nothing special. Standard game. See Zed, just want to harass him a bit. And right here, Jace makes an extremely big mistake. He comes back middle to farm with like 4 bars of HP. So if he does stay, I'm just gonna walk around, find out he's still there, and get as close as possible. The reason I don't want to try to kill him from lane, because if he sees me coming, vision will happen, and he'll just walk away. He has a lot of... His acceleration gate lets him run really fast. So I'm going to walk up, and I'm just going to throw my minefield to slow him down. Unfortunately, that misses, so I'll just ignite him, auto-attack him, and throw out my Q. Your auto-attack passive on Ziggs gives you bonus damage depending on your AP. Right now, it gave a bonus damage at 31, which was probably just enough to secure the kill. And yeah, you don't want to ever be greedy like that. Just never do it. As you saw, Jace died. And now I'm just going to push up and farm. I don't see anyone top lane, which worries me. My ward just died, which I wasn't paying attention. Shen tells me the enemy's missing. Once again, I'm still not paying attention. And here they come. It's time to run. I don't know what to do at first. Don't know which way to run. I decided to run towards my Shaco. Maybe he can help me out. Where the hell is my mouse? Maybe he can help me out. I throw my ultimate and toss as much of my skills as possible while I'm running. Unfortunately, Shaco dies, and then Ashe catches up to me. Shen does a great job ulting to me, and I'm just going to spam as much skills as I can because I know I really won't last long. Managed to pick up another kill, and the second I got ulted by Zed, I knew it was over. I'm dead, and I'm just hoping my team will survive and get away. Shen has a lot of dashes, so he'll be safe. Misfortune has Strut, her pass allowing her to run. And Jace just face checks a bush, and my team decides to turn. Not much happens. Taric and Shen do not have the damage output to kill the Jace. Maybe if Misfortune was there. Misfortune just tries to kill the Soraka, and she's just running for her life. Shen picks that up really easily. And unfortunately, my Taric is still 1v1ing the Jace. Oh god, just keeping him out as much as possible. I think he should have backed off and just walked back to his team because he doesn't have the damage to fight. He's, as a support versus a full HP mid lane, it's just not going to happen. So yeah, from here, I have my Athene's and Holy Grail. Gives me a lot of magic resist, AP, extreme amount of mana regen to a point I'll never run out, Sork boots, and I have both parts to my Rabadon's death cap. Once you get your utility items out of the way, Ziggs isn't the type of hero that can do damage really easily without items. So you really want to get that damage as fast as possible. I've seen people get damage through magic penetration like Leandries. I like to get through Rabadons because Rabadons is personally one of my favorite items in the game, next to DFG and a Lichman. We're just going to walk up, try to catch the Jace, but Acceleration Gate allows him to get away. And yeah, we're going to go back. Unfortunately, I get caught by Zed. Zed's ulti does an extreme amount of damage to me. Even though I ran away, even though I did my snowman to jump away, Zed's second part of his ulti, Explosion, still killed me. And it's really unfortunate. I now take the time to buy the Seeker's Arm Guard, because at this point in the game, I do not know whether I'll be making my upgrade to Rabadons or I'll be making my upgrade to Zonias, both of which are actually, from this point on, an 800 gold cost away. Mordekaiser gets some big kills, my team got screwed. Shaco trying his best to run away, and fortunately he makes it. Mordekaiser once again coming in. I almost get caught. Snowman to jump away from Jace. As you can see, Snowman helps me a lot. If you want to learn how to play Ziggs, not only should you practice his landing his Q, but you want to practice Snowman. And I call it Snowman because the Snowman in the skin, it's really just like a little mine that launches you away. And yeah, as you can see, I start fight with my ulti, a lot of damage. Mordekaiser's caught from here. We just move in. Jace once again tries to kill me, so I just flash away. I'm sorry I'm skipping ahead in a lot of these fights. I just trying to explain a lot of stuff when fights take place, and I generally don't slow down in time. But you get the general idea of what's going on as I explain. Well, sort of. Yeah, I don't know whether I'll be getting a Rabadons or Zonias yet. Like I said, they're both 800 cost away, and they're both extremely good for the situation. I might be considering the Zonias, because a lot of their team is AD. Zonias also protects you from Zed because his ulti will not damage you in any way if you do a Zonia, either before or after he dashes to you. The ideal time to do a Zonias against Zed is the second he pops it flying towards you, just Zonia, you'll take no damage from anything or anybody. So yeah, team comes in, Jace runs away. Don't know why I keep slowing it down. And we're going to proceed from here. Soraka extremely paper. Do a couple of quick skills, ulti, kill, and yeah, stuff like that. Mordekaiser has an extremely weird build going on. A Rylai's a Void Staff and a Hex Tech Revolver. I don't agree with this build whatsoever, but I'll get more into that later when I do a video on Mordekaiser. I see Zed coming in once again. This time he doesn't ulti me actually. He decides to ulti my Misfortune, who at this moment in time doesn't do as much damage as I do, as you can see here. Crucial mistake made by Zed. If he just ulted me, their team would have had a better chance of surviving. And I'm just going to keep going. Unfortunately, I get caught here. I just toss my ulti up before I die, although I was exhausted, so it didn't go into full effect. And yeah. I decided to pick up my Zonias, because if I had it there, I would have survived. I wouldn't have been able to be bursted by Zed, and I could have waited for cooldowns to come back up. And yep. Alright, I'll be respawning pretty soon, 15 seconds. The magic of LoL replay became only a quarter second. So yeah, I now have my Zonias, my Rabadons, my Chalice. These are pretty much your 3 ideal core items. Because cooldown reduction, magic resist, AP, 2-second invincibility, and armor. So these 2 stats here pretty much make you pretty tanky. And of course, Rabadons for your boosted damage. Another team fight breaks out, although I tell my team to back out because I don't have my ulti. If I had my ulti, right here, they're grouped as 5. Dropping an ultimate, the ultimate bomb, and the minefield in this area would pretty much secure us to win. Unfortunately, my ulti was up in another 5 seconds, and by then it'd be too late. Let's just move this up slowly. As you can see, they're all really low. Free kills right here. The second I get my ulti up, I activate it. Fortunately, I kill Soraka and Mordekaiser, but it would have gone a lot better if it was up ahead of time. I didn't activate my Zonias for some reason, because I pretty much accepted my death, because they were all pretty high, and no amount of my skills in the quarter second I'd come out alive is going to save me. Because when you come out of Zonias, you're defenseless. As you saw there, my team was dead. No one can help me to allow me to get back up, pretty much. Yeah. Little scrimmage going on against Misfortune Ashe. Misfortune 10 times stronger with barrier as well. Ashe no arrow. So yeah. Communicate with your team when your ulti's going to be back up. I'm going back, really nothing too interesting here. So let's skip ahead of time one more time. I upgraded my tier into my Sephir's Embrace. A lot of damage, a lot of AP. Right here I'm just running for my life from 4 million people. And my damage pretty much allows me to kill them all. Well, not all of them, I die. Actually, let's just go back and look at that fight one more time. I waste both my Seraphs and my Zonias. I wish I would have gone a little bit ahead of time from there. And here they come. They have a ghost from the Shaco who got caught out. And from right here, I'm just trying to run away as fast as possible. Flash the slow. Do snowman. Drop a minefield to slow them again once they step inside so they can't catch me. Team fights right here. Misfortune insta-bursted, and I throw my ultimate because they're pretty much secured. They're going to stay there and fight. Because of that, they take a lot of damage, and I'll pretty much be able to secure a lot of kills and perform a lot. Right here, when both of us are fighting together and both of us die. If I didn't waste my Zonias and my Seraph's Embrace, I would have survived 100%, and that's why it's important. I pretty much killed myself being a bit dumb. So yeah. I think someone's at my front door. It's kind of weird. I think you guys can hear my dog barking. So Bashan Freeze, shout out to Bashan Freeze. Dogs are amazing. I have nothing against cats. Cats are amazing too. So yeah. Speed it up once again. I have a Sheen now because I want to upgrade that to a Lich Bane. There's a lot of items I could have got from here. I could have gotten a Void Staff. I could have gotten a Leandries. I could have gotten, well, anything really. Except I just want the Lich Bane damage because the amount of AP I have, pushing would be extremely easy. Little team fight breaks out. I pop my Serats. So yeah, just pushing up. As you can see, tower's dying really fast. Lich Bane on top of my passive auto attacks would do an insane amount as well. Right now, my bonus auto attack damage will be 231, which is key. As you can see how fast Ashe lost her HP. Zhonya's to avoid Jace. I never want to let him hit me ever, whether it be laning phase or endgame phase. Just never. Ashe walks back up for some reason. Taric stuns. I throw out my Q. Easy damages. We're approaching the end of the game. They're just trying to do as much as they can to stop us from pushing. Unfortunately, I'm just being chased. I'm just running away as fast as possible. We pick up the kill, and they're just gonna go back in, and the game's gonna be pretty much over from here. So yeah, this is my weird build I did for this game in an extremely odd fashion. Rabadon, Zhonya's, Serap's Embrace, Athene's Unholy Grail, and into my Lich Bane with Sork Boots. My 6 items in the game, 16-5. Things I want to mention about Ziggs before the games, before the end of the video, last minute overviews is if you're gonna land your Q, your bouncing bomb in lane, just remember that it's easier to land when you throw it at a minion that's standing next to your enemy because a minion's not going to dodge it. It's not going to move out the way in any sort of fashion. I mean, it's not like it's going to suddenly become a genius over the next 12 seconds and just walk out the way. Um, your Athene's Unholy Grail. Not everyone builds it. I like it just cause the amount of spamability I get. The more I can spam, the stronger I am, the more pressure I can deal, and more of that fashion. The Lich Bane is, of course, something only I like to do. Some people like to do it as well, but you'll never see any. It'll be extremely rare to see people build it. Zhonya's is also extremely situational. My personal preference because of defenses and Rabadon's, I like pretty much my entire build here is situational. Other items that could have been built was Leandry's Void Staff. Leandry's Void Staff. I've seen some people make Rylai's, which I find kind of weird, but whatever. Abyssal Scepter, really good, dropping magic resist, giving you magic resist and AP. And yeah, you can just experiment with whatever you like. There's really no set build for Ziggs. Like, most champions don't have set builds. It's just personal preference of what people like to do. Anything else I'd want to go over as well? Not really. If you have questions about Ziggs, just go ahead and leave a comment or send me a message over League. I'll try to get back to you as soon as possible. Still have school, work, stuff of that nature. So yeah, if there's a champion you'd like to see me play, go ahead and leave a message, leave a comment, or message me in game. My in-game name is KingSoyboy. And yeah, I take champion requests as well. If you'd like to see me play Ziggs again with a different build, feel free. I'll do it. Other than that, I'll be moving on to the next champion in line, which has been requested, which was Mordekaiser. So my next video will be on Mord, sneak peek, hints, yep. So yep. thanks for watching my video. If you liked it, go ahead and feel free to come back anytime you want by subscribing. Or, yeah, thanks for watching.